All right, so I've been wanting to do this video. So like most SP lovers, I love the 303, and that's blatantly obvious, as most of you know, because if you look at, for those that have seen my SP videos, at least in the recent probably 3 or 4 months, you all know I have the SP cover, right? So the vinyl skin for it, and I did a video on that, on where I got it from. So if you're just now watching and you wonder where I got it from, just check out that video. That said, the SP303 inside of here sounds pretty good. I like to use it a lot, especially like if I run my guitar or my bass through it. But I find myself lately more in Ableton and doing everything in the DAW, and primarily because I just like the workflow of Ableton. There's freedom, this thing here, of course, there's freedom in it, and yet it has its structure too, because I kind of fall between the gaps of both of those. I like some structure and some freedom. But I was looking for a 303, and it's very hard to emulate that sound. And I was like debating, well, maybe I should get a 303 because I just want to run my guitars through it. I just want to run everything through it just for that sound. But then I was like, that thing is like used probably $400 to $500, and I'm not gonna use it to actually make music with necessarily, quote unquote. Basically, I'm just using it as a processor. So I was like, what else is out there? So as I began to research, this app here came to my attention. Hopefully you can see it. Let me see if I can expand it. And I can't, but hopefully you can see that. So this is Vulf Compressor. It's made by Goodhertz, and it is one of my favorite, well, now it's become my main compressor that I'm pretty much using on everything. And so they built it. You can do your research and look at the video where they tell the story of how they came up with the idea of how to make it. But it's primarily, the compressor is based on the 303. In fact, one of the presets you can see right here says OG 303 verse. So they have the 1200 crunch and then some other effects in here that you can use, just some basic compression if you want, which is cool. I keep all mine on the OG 303 one, and then I adjust the output as needed. And if you want to, adjust this dry, this is like your dry wet, right? So you can adjust that if you need to. And the comp is at 50%. So these are your, typically you see it this way, and then these are more like the advanced settings. So it has the side chaining ability in it for external side chain, which is really dope. In Ableton, the way I kind of do that typically is I go down here and just side chain it to this. So I'm not sure on this external sidechain if this needs to be on, but it is cool. They let you do a percentage here too, but you can do it here in Ableton too, right here with the gain and the mix. So anyway, and this is the noise, and this is the power for the master on and off. So it's pretty simple. In compression, you have the wow, which is like the flutter, I believe, type sound. Then you have the lo-fi setting, and then the output, and this is their preset for that. So I wanted to show it to you because it's pretty much my new go-to and my favorite thing, because, and I will say this up front, it's pretty expensive for a plug-in. It really is. There is a way or a possibility for you to get a discount. They do a lot of sales too, by the way. They have group sales where if you buy a bunch of their stuff, you can get discount. But there is a way to get this discounted for like half off. And it's basically download the demo. There's trials on everything. You get it for up to 30-day trials here. I'll show you. If you go in here and you go down to Goodhertz, you'll see they give you all of them, and you can do a trial on any of them, right? All their plugins. So you might like some of the other ones too. It's pretty cool. Particularly the tube, which is a tape and a tube emulator, and is really nice. Anyway, going back to what I was saying here. So if you get the trial version, which you have 30 days, you can make a demo and then post that demo, and then at their company, and then reach out to their company via email. And if you do that and send them the link, then they'll send you a 50% off coupon. In fact, that's how I got mine, 50% off. So it's kind of a good deal. If you want to take advantage of that, I highly suggest do it. I found it in their frequently asked questions section on their website. So check that out. And that's a way to get it at discount. But anyway, back to what it sounds like. So I'm going to turn on, I'm just going to use the speakers that are on the MacBook, which are really good. MacBook speakers. There we go. And I'm going to open a song. Actually, what I'll do is I'll open the song that I did, that I sent to them. This is the one. And the reason why is because it'll be easier for me to just show you the effect real quick where I already have it set up, instead of me trying to make something. So here's the song I did. This is live guitar, live bass. I played the bass in. Here's some chords and a melody I made. And then here's some hats. Some more, well, this is like a percussive hat groove I did, and then another hat. I didn't do this, I actually chopped it. And then these I actually played in this groove. So this is what it sounds like. Started from the beginning for you. Okay, so you can hear that guitar. Here's the Vulf. Here's the 303. I didn't even change any settings either. I just used the preset. And at first I was going to put a Vulf on just the master, but then I ended up going in and doing it on, oh, that's Valhalla. Hold on one second, sorry. I ended up doing it on the drum bus for these, so I didn't have to do, and I could control how much of it I wanted to hit each one, so it wasn't like overboard. Because if you just put it on all together, it sounds good, but it just, I think it gives it its own little. So take a listen to this guitar. Let's do this. Let's go to the guitar. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's listen to these chords. Okay, because I have one on here too. So here's the chords without the compressor. Well, it'd be good to start at the beginning, right? I'm going to turn it on in just a second here. Okay, so you can hear a couple things. One, there's some noise there, right? It does boost the signal a little bit. As with anything, right, that you compress a little bit, it's going to boost the signal for the most part. They're using this analog type. There are different types in here, by the way. You can see there's a 1990s digital, a 1980s digital. They use the analog on the 303 one, and then the 33.3 RPM, which is like the wow flutter speed, kind of like you would do on a record player, right? So it's set at that speed, and then of course you have the compression that's going on. So what's so cool about this though is it seems like probably it's harder to hear it on here, how subtle it is, but you could hear, for one, you can definitely hear the volume increase. That's the easy part. But you can definitely, if you listen really close, let me see if I can turn this up a little bit. This is without it. Okay, now let's turn it on, the compressor on one more time. Start at the beginning, we'll let you hear it again. Can you hear the characteristics it brings out? Now that's just on the piano. All right, let's do the drums. So you can hear the drums. So we'll go command. and I'll just solo out just the drums. And then for the drums, what we'll have to do is I'll have to go to this one, turn it off. Now here's the drums from the beginning. Now I'll turn it on. So what's happening here with the drums is you'll see here, I have the levels turned down a little bit on the drums, on the compression. I don't want to use the full-on compression for it, right? So that's the difference here. I'm controlling how much compression goes on. So you'll notice it's not as heavy. Now, another way I could do that is if I went into each one, I could turn the output down even more. But I didn't want to change the preset. I'd rather just leave it the same and just use the knobs on the sends to do it. That's just my preference. I mean, you can do it however you want. But you can see the difference there. So let's do this. Let's solo out just the bass. We'll do it on the bass now. Okay. So we'll go into the bass. So I have it on the bass. I have it ducking. I'm using the side chain effect. We're not going to hear the drums though with the bass. I'm just going to play the bass for you by itself. So here's the bass without it. Okay, let's put it on now. Here's the bass with it. See, so I know it might seem hard to hear through an iPhone, but believe me when I say there's a distinct sound that it gives. Yesterday I tried it on. I was messing around with it a little bit, and I tried it on a sample, and I was impressed with that too. How it makes the sample even have that character that the SP has. Now, could you do that through the SP? Technically, you could do something similar, but the way they've built this thing, the engineer, whoever they used to come up with the compressor, you can tell he spent some extra time on it and really put some thought into how they were going to build it, because it distinctively sounds, in my opinion, again, it's all opinions based on a person's ear, but in my opinion, it distinctively sounds different. Yeah, so you have to check it out for yourself. Try the demo. I mean, it's a desktop plugin, so you got 30 days to try it. Try it out, play with it on samples, play with it on your drums, try it on different things and see if it's something you like. I just think it sounds amazing. So yeah, anyway, that's all for this video. It's been longer than what I was going to do for it, but I'm really fascinated with this plugin, and I think for the cost of it, it's definitely worth it, in my opinion. I know there's some reviews from different people on there. Read your reviews, check out other people's demos on it. Some people have better cameras, better speakers, better different whatevers to play it through. But I'm just showing you, it's one of my favorite apps. And again, you don't need it. You could probably find a compressor that you like, which is fine. I have other compressors, but this one just has that 303. It sounds really good. And again, you can adjust all the settings and save your own too if you want different ones. All right, so that's it for this video. I'm out.